We've got a Marvel Television double feature in store for you all this episode, and we of course recruited special guest Henrique Jaime for some help. First up, we're covering Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio squaring off once again in Season 2 of Daredevil, Born Again. Then we're covering Jon Bernthal's return as Frank Castle in the special presentation, The Punisher, One Last Kill. A double feature episode of Watch, Review, Repeat begins now. Welcome to Watch, Review, Repeat. This is the podcast where two best friends discuss the latest in film and television and then do it all over again the following episode. My name is Colton Brown. Joining me is Andrew Meadows, and what do you know it? We've got three best friends here, if I may be so bold, because Henrique Jaime is here with us as well.
Hell yeah, guys. How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Excellent.
Thanks for waiting up.
Yeah. We're starting a little bit late, but this is the first time that we've convened in a couple weeks since we talked about Crime 101. We got a good one in store. We've got a double dose of Marvel. I'll say Marvel goodness. I guess we'll have to fully weigh in and see if that's.
You good, man? You right there?
Fucking pissed.
You can probably reasonably anticipate a lot of that, certainly towards the latter half of this episode, because first up, we're going to be talking about Season 2 of Daredevil, Born Again, and then we will be talking about The Punisher, One Last Kill. One Last Kill! Or, something like that.
There was a lot of guttural screaming in both, to be fair.
That's true. I feel like, Matt's screaming is not quite as...
Not the same level.
Yeah. So it's a little different.
Good screams, though. Real impressive.
Impressive screams from both Charlie Cox and Jon Bernthal. Absolutely. Great screaming. We're going to be talking about screaming. We're going to be talking about a lot more than just screaming, although with The Punisher, I mean, it's 8 episodes of, 45-minute things versus one 45-minute thing with a lot of screaming really packed into that 45 minutes. So we will probably actually be talking about a fair amount of screaming when it comes to The Punisher. But we got a lot to get into. I guess I'll just say this if people are confused about what's happening, why we're covering this next. When we said we were going to be doing Mortal Kombat 2 next, we had to switch our scheduling around to accommodate Mr. Jaime's schedule, because I believe he's going to be out of the country
in a little bit,
in about a week's time. So we flip-flopped. We're going to be doing this double episode here, and then we'll do Mortal Kombat 2 next. Both Andrew and I have seen it. We have been to the movie theater to see it, and I've got thoughts. I imagine Andrew has thoughts. So we'll definitely be dedicating an episode to it. So stay tuned for that. For now, you'll just have to make do with I don't know, a lot of Marvel Television stuff right now. So excited to get into things. First, why don't we do a mythological trivia question?
Are you ready?
Is there anything that involves screaming? Can you tie it in that way?
I did find one about
the devil?
Law and Order, though.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant something about the devil.
No, I actually did not. No, I wish I could. I tried. I couldn't find one that related. But this one's about games. So, what game, according to various medieval myths, is said to have been invented by everyone from King Agamemnon to the Greek god Euphron? Euphron?
Okay.
You're talking like a pastime kind of games.
Yes.
Yeah.
So A is checkers.
Okay.
B is dominoes. C is chess, and D is tennis.
All right. I don't think it's tennis personally, but
I don't think it's tennis either. But I guess anything's possible.
Yeah.
My first thought was chess, but I don't know. I think checkers.
I thought that too, but if it's by everybody,
like pieces,
yeah. If it's everyone, it's like
so
the people's game.
I feel like chess feels like it might be too complicated potentially,
bit.
but I mean, obviously it's not that hard. You can just have a bunch of differently shaped pieces and the rules are kind of the same. But I don't know. That was my first inclination, but checkers, I don't know. What was the fourth option besides chess, checkers,
dominoes?
and tennis?
Dominoes.
Dominoes. I guess that's possible too, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about this one. I'm going to defer to you. Did you have a guess? What are you feeling?
I was kind of feeling checkers as well, like not quite chess, but maybe the
I think
people's game.
that's maybe a solid.
Everyone
solid
played it.
guess. We're definitely, it's a shot in the dark. But educated. Guess,
Everybody
perhaps.
agrees. Checkers. Final choice.
I think we're going to go with checkers. Final answer, Regis.
The king of men is said to have invented chess.
Really? Okay.
God damn it!
Yep.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Should have trusted my gut.
Yeah. Pretty sure he'd be pissed if he heard you say it's a little complicated for you, King Agamemnon. A little complicated for you.
Didn't even come up with a Trojan horse, motherfucker. So come at me, bro.
You simple man.
All right. Well, we were on the right track, but we underestimated the intellect of Agamemnon. But maybe we'll see that in the Odyssey. Maybe we will see the invention of chess in the Odyssey.
I see Tom
That
Holland
would be pretty cool.
Playing some chess.
All right. Well, so it goes. We have to move on. We have to talk about Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Who's ready to talk about it?
I'm ready. I'm here for it.
I can tell everyone that Born Again Season 2 is streaming exclusively on Disney+. Dario Scardapane is the showrunner on Season 2, who he was someone that took over on Season 1 after the creative reset mid-production, along with Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson, who also returned to, I think, direct the first episode of Season 2. The show stars Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Deborah Ann Wool, Margarita Leviva, Matthew Lillard, Tony Dalton, lots of names, bear with me, Michael Gandolfini, Nikki M. James, Artie Fruscian, Janaea Walton, Ayelet Zur, Lily Taylor, and Wilson Bethel. Season 2. Well, I mean, I guess I'll just say, if you don't want to know anything about what happened in Season 1, then maybe steer clear for a little bit, because we're going to treat Season 1 as status quo for obviously our non-spoiler conversation on Season 2 and certainly what I'm about to say with the synopsis of Season 2. So in Season 2, Mayor Wilson Fisk crushes New York City underfoot as he hunts down public enemy number 1, the Hell's Kitchen vigilante known as Daredevil. But beneath the horned mask, Matt Murdock will try to fight back from the shadows to tear down the Kingpin's corrupt empire and redeem his home. Anyone have a fun fact, particularly about Season 2 of Born Again? Daredevil Born Again to share? I have a small one.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't want to.
No, I mean mine's more general. So I'm curious to hear what you got.
Well, I obviously our listeners would not know this, but perhaps the two people that I am talking to on this podcast may have noticed that I'm sporting a pair of double D's on my chest. I am wearing a Daredevil shirt.
Those are some big D's you got there.
I've got the biggest of the D's, the biggest of the double D's. I don't know, either one's bad, but they mean different things. Yeah, I'm sporting this shirt, and this is the first time. Born Again Season 2 marks the first time that we see Matt Murdock in a Daredevil suit that is featuring the double Ds. And in fact, it's a suit entirely invented for the show. It is not one that's specifically adapted from the comics. It is inspired by the Shadowland Daredevil suit, which is principally black in color. But it's essentially his Season 1 suit that has been spray painted black with, I guess, kind of the double Ds, I guess, still in red. And then it's something that, as the season goes on, you see sort of the paint starting to peel away from the top layers of paint, so you get more and more red that gets kind of gradually exposed throughout the season. So yeah, it's I guess my fun fact is, first time with the double Ds. Fans have been clamoring for it for many years, since the Netflix days. Finally have that happen, which is good. We don't want to it's nice to not shy away from like comic booky things because it might be silly or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's okay to have a logo on your chest. Spider-Man's got a little spider. Everyone's got a little something. You know, Captain America's got a star. Like everyone's got something. Hulk's just got a chest, so there's not that much going on there. But so first time it happened, and also just a kind of unique suit created really exclusively for the show, and I have to say, the suit fucks.
Yeah,
it's fucking cool as shit. Pretty cool. It is, I would say, my favorite of the Daredevil live action suits that we've seen. Definitely for the Charlie Cox iteration of Daredevil, but I also do think it's a little bit better than the leather getup.
Okay, I was wondering.
Don't knock it, dude. That was pretty cool.
It had its time and its place. It's a little dated now.
Along with all the X-Men
like
leather,
be a bit uncomfy. The X-Men leather, it gave way to the Arrowverse leather. You know, that was like the next generation of it. Catwoman obviously is a classic leather suit as well. But yeah, that's my fun fact, Enrique. And if you had something else you want to throw out there, then
no, I was just trying
by all means.
Just trying to think about the story and kind of how it shifted or was similar to the comics, and it was at least in name and certainly in some of the spirit. It was inspired by the Frank Miller Born Again run, and without getting too much into spoilers, I will say it did not adapt one of the more controversial parts of that comic book, where it would focus a lot on Karen Page developing a drug addiction and some of the spirals that go down that route. And I will say, I think it was a good decision not to adapt that particular part of the comics. You know, it's okay to take some liberties, and I think that's for the best in this case.
Yeah, I feel like season 3 of the Netflix iteration was, in its own sort of way, the loose adaptation of Born Again, where Karen had a troubled past, a troubled backstory, was, partying up it a little bit, but yeah, it doesn't
not
quite
to that
go
degree.
into the full spiral that Frank Miller cooked up with Born Again. And yes, I agree. Probably a good call. Probably a good call to not go down that road. All right. Well, let's do it. Let's talk some non-spoilers for Daredevil.
I got one. I have a fun fact.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to exclude you.
It's okay. I'm coming in hot. I got one. I never have one. I'm excited about it.
Okay. All right. Tell us about it.
So there's a building, big concrete building that they go into at one point, and it's got this quote above the door that they go into. And this quote is, "The true administration of justice is the firmest pillar of good government." And I looked it up. I think it's a New York Supreme Court building, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I was wondering if it was the courthouse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the courthouse. It's above the courthouse.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say that there's a courthouse in this show
about
a lawyer.
We all know about that. That's all right.
His alter ego, Daredevil.
Apparently, it's credited to being written by George Washington, which was pretty cool. And apparently, it's a famous typo. It's not supposed to be true administration. It's supposed to be, I think it was due administration.
It's a weird fuck up. It's not like one letter. Right?
Yeah, I think. Let's see here. Let me see if I'm right. I read it last night, but let's see. Yeah, no, he wrote due administration, not true administration.
Didn't even look like. What happened there? How did that happen?
So
maybe his handwriting was just really fucking bad, and like put this up on the fucking thing, and they're like, "What does this say? True? Okay, yeah.
Close enough.
Well, that's fun. That is a fun fact within a fun fact. Fun factception, I think. So that's very good. Very interesting.
Go. I brought one.
All right, nice. Look at that. Everyone came prepared. I hope we're prepared to talk about Born Again season 2. I hope everyone watched it. Hopefully that happened, because otherwise it'll be a bit of a shock.
Then it will be a bigger fuck up than that.
The end of the season. I think before we fully jump in and on spoilers, of course, I will say I believe the three of us once upon a time, I guess just last year, talked about season 1. Was it just last year that it came out?
I think it was about a year ago. Yeah, it wasn't too long.
Yeah, I think their whole point of this type of show is they want it to air yearly, which obviously used to be the norm. Now, not so much the norm, but you can run 8 episodes a year. That's not too crazy. Just last year we talked about it. Wow. So of course, go listen to our episode on it, and if you want to hear our thoughts on season 1, which, as I recall, probably everyone felt was a bit of a mixed bag, because of it was a bit of a Frankenstein's monster of 2 different iterations of the show. But I guess to set the stage, I guess, for talking about season 2, how do we feel 1 year later, season 1, going into season 2? How are we feeling? Do we still like season 1? Do we like it more or less? Excited for season 2 when it started airing back in March?
It's a good question. I would say for me, season 1 was not the strongest. I think especially when you compare it to the Netflix shows.
Okay,
and
fair.
I still don't think season 1's that great, but the way it finished, I thought made me excited for season 2. So it developed some momentum towards the end. I was like, okay, I think I know where the show is trying to go, and it's going to be in a more positive direction. So it left off on some better notes in general.
Okay, I think that's a completely fair take. What about you, Andrew? Did you feel similarly?
I can't remember a whole lot of season 1, if I'm being honest. But what I do remember I remember it being disjointed. I remember it having
certainly
like high peaks and low valleys, or maybe not even that low, but just there was dips in quality, I think, or dips in direction. And I just remember the episode in the bank. I think it was my favorite episode. It was a lot of fun.
That was a good episode.
I forgot
about that episode.
The one episode in that entire first season that basically had no bearing on the plot of the rest of the season, which is kind of funny.
That was a fun episode. I actually really liked that episode.
It was memorable. Had
Jesus wept.
The dad from Miss Marvel. Jesus wept counselor.
Jesus wept. So good.
I like that one.
I feel
I like the Punisher stuff in season 1.
Yeah, I did like that too. Yeah, I would say good things in. I think that's a fair assessment as well. Definitely inconsistent. A lot of good things in it, but overall wasn't quite up to snuff with what the Netflix show had delivered. I mean, even season 2, inconsistent as it was, had some fucking amazing stuff in it, particularly with the Punisher. So,
it was good.
Season 2. Did it up the game? Was it more consistent? What's everyone's overall thoughts on season 2 now that we've had the opportunity to watch all 8 episodes of it?
Yeah, Born Again season 2. So I guess this was originally that one long show in the new direction, and then they pivoted in season 1, and now kind of I feel like this is maybe the second version of what they wanted, and I felt that there was less of that like pull back and forth. Like this seemed a little bit more cohesive, even if at certain times I thought some of the story elements were a little strange or maybe not as interesting. At least it felt like a more cohesive story that they wanted to tell. It didn't seem like everything was edited together, although there was still a little bit of that, but I felt it was significantly better than season 1. I think to me, not quite the level of the Netflix first 3 seasons, but definitely an improvement from season 1.
Okay. Andrew?
I would second that. I think this season was a whole lot more consistent. I think that there was, like you said, there was some things are less interesting than others. It tries to follow. I feel like it follows a
lot of stories.
Well, I mean, you heard me rattle off that cast list. There's a lot of characters. I think it's a lot of, because there was a lot of new characters introduced in season 1.
Right.
So we kind of have to not totally drop them, but it does kind of drop some a little bit more than others. And then you're pulling back in elements from the Netflix, like, and this is not a spoiler, but like Karen's back to being a main character again. She has a big role in this season, like a huge role in this season. And so there's just a lot of ground that it is covering, because and it's also, even though it's Daredevil Born Again, really Fisk is a secondary main character. There's a lot of focus on Fisk, Fisk's
Vanessa.
inner circle, Vanessa. Yeah, so there's a lot going on. And 8 episodes of roughly 40 to 45 minutes each maybe doesn't offer you as much real estate to cover all of those characters with as much depth as maybe the Netflix 13 episode model did, especially since a lot of those episodes were like, here's 65 minutes, here's 52, whatever.
Here's a whole
Caribbean
story episode, a whole Kingpin episode.
Demands. You're right. Yeah. So, all right. I didn't mean to cut you off, Andrew. And if any other
No.
thoughts.
So I mean, I completely agree with that. There's some things that are just kind of spread thin,
Okay.
or like you say, just less interesting. Or do they need to be there at all?
Well, I'm going to.
Well, if you brought him in, that's eventually you gotta do something with them, I guess.
I'll be curious to hear what characters' storylines maybe were less interesting when we get to
I'll dive into it.
All right,
but
hold that thought.
Suit, outstanding. I thought it was really cool how it, like at one point, is that blood on his suit, or it's not? It's consistently there. It's peeling away. Which is,
that was pretty cool.
It's pretty symbolic stuff, which is pretty cool. And I don't know. I just I really enjoyed this season. I think that the last couple of episodes it really ramps up in a big way, which was pretty good. Felt like the stakes were very high for New York and everything. I think that's one thing that it's consistently got. That Daredevil's consistently done is it always feels like the stakes are high. Maybe it's because he's a grounded character. Maybe it's because he's blind. I don't know. But it always feels like, oh man, he's like one step away. I feel like he's going to fuck up and get got,
Yeah.
But he kicks ass in this show. The action was outstanding. The cinematography was awesome. It was very well choreographed. A lot of broken bones and just
Definitely brutal. Yeah.
It's brutal shit. Which was it all kind of plays. The only thing I can really think to just like compare it with is kind of like the Raid, the way that the I don't know, just
that's a good movie.
Yeah, it's really cool. Anyways, so choreograph, the fight sequence was awesome. Cinematography was cool. Suit was cool. Karen Page is fucking. She's a loose cannon, man. I don't know if I'd want to hang out with Karen Page. She's fucking wild.
She might be like a good person to have on your team, though. At least not against you.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was. It's not as. I don't think it's as fun as season that at least that one episode in season 1.
Yeah, I think tone.
That was like kind of lighthearted too.
It's pretty. I think it's much more consistent tonally, which is to say, everything that is happening is kind of just some variant of bad, and a lot of it obviously has a lot of real life echoes, real life parallels that maybe also make it feel just kind of depressing in its own sort of way. This is something that will come up in when we talk about The Punisher, I'm sure. This fictional New York City is absolutely
New York is fucked. Totally fucked.
I was like, this is
things are real bad. This is why you need a Spider-Man. This is why you
elect a new mayor.
Shit is real bad.
Yeah, I was like, God damn.
Before you need a Punisher. You need him just chugging through the streets, screaming away. Guns a-blazing.
Shit's wild.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say that I would agree overall with I think both of you. I very much enjoyed season 2 of Born Again. I found it to be quite compelling. I think that it is kind of what I wanted it to be. I had this hope, this feeling that season 1 they spent so much time trying to course correct it that there was never really an opportunity for it to just be the thing they wanted it to be. Whereas season 2 was, okay, now you're doing it from, like you're building this whole season from the ground up. In some ways, I think maybe, and I'll be curious if this is true, maybe some of the elements that didn't work were carryovers from season 1. Characters that
I'd say quite a bit.
They didn't want to totally just abandon, but maybe weren't as interesting as the characters that we've kind of known and loved for, since going back a decade with the Netflix stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think it just hit the mark, though. I think that the characterization to me was interesting. The storylines were generally interesting. The arcs and it has a lot of momentum. I mean, I think it could have taken some more time to breathe. It's pretty fast moving, I would say.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time wasted. I think that there's an opportunity to spend a little bit more time with things. I think it misses, to me, some of the elements. Like, there's more courtroom stuff in this, which is
It's refreshing. I
interesting.
enjoyed that a lot. Yeah.
I mean, season 1, I guess, had a bit of it.
The trial of the white tiger.
Yeah, right. I guess it did have that in the beginning, which was interesting. I think maybe it was just that I felt like the whole idea of it is kind of a kangaroo court situation. I'm kind of just like, I feel as a lawyer, like I'm like more willing to overlook like things that don't really make sense to be happening in a criminal courtroom when it's in this particular context where it's like, I don't think that would happen. But also, this is Fisk's whole thing. He's just making up the rules.
It's corrupt,
so it doesn't really matter. But actually, even within that, I think that, particularly the big trial we get to end the season, to not say who was on trial, I thought was quite well done, and very interesting in how that sort of played out legally, procedurally, and such. Action's cool. I think I don't know. I enjoyed it. How did you guys watch it? I tried to watch it mostly week to week, but I think there were a couple weeks, where we'd fall behind and watch, one or two, and I guess maybe 2 in a night or something like that. So
I
watched it with
with
ads still.
Oh no!
So did not recommend.
I did not do that. No ads. Fucking ads.
I hate the ads. I was mostly caught up week to week for the most part. So I was, as they were coming out that week, I was usually catching up.
Yeah, I think I was able to watch, 6 and 7 in like the same night, and then I think it was only a few nights before the finale dropped, so I didn't have a long time to wait. Although I don't know that I watched it when it came out. Andrew, did you say that you
wildly inconsistent.
Okay.
I think I watched the first episode the first week it came out, and then
As I know we've talked about it, brief spurts on catching up. So I know.
Yeah, I thought you were the first one that started it. Maybe
that might literally be true. Yeah.
But the last 3 or 4 episodes I watched over the span of like 2 days.
Okay.
So it was it's real watchable, and at least the tail end of the season was very grindable. You know what I mean? Or bingeable, I should say.
I would say the whole season is. I mean, it didn't. To me, I feel like looking back on season 1, there's stuff that's interesting in it. Like, I think the White Tiger stuff was interesting. The bank episode was a fun one-off deal. I thought the Muse stuff was pretty mediocre, kind of mishandled. I feel like going back to season 1, like the high points are pretty discernible. Like, like as an arc, like there's like one thing about it that like stands out. This one, I just really did think was far more consistent across the board. I felt like every episode had something, whether it was like a big action sequence to end the thing, or like some big deal, like not even in like a cliffhangery sort of way, but just in like every week there was a point to something, whether it's just advancing the plot, whether it's, moving a character from here to here, or changing things up a little bit. Like I didn't feel like there was a wasted moment. I just kind of needed more moments overall. I think could have helped it for me. But yeah. All right. Any other general thoughts, non-spoilers? I think there's certainly a lot to dive into when we get to spoilers, but I don't want to belabor things. Anyone have any other general non-spoilery thoughts about Born Again Season 2?
I was going to say the only thing was, I thought even though there were some fun action sequences, I still felt like it didn't quite... It felt brutal, but not necessarily in the same way that the Netflix show felt brutal. I think there was a claustrophobia to the Netflix shows with the hallway sequences and everything, and just the grinding that it happened, the fight with the hand, the hallways, some of the things with the Punisher, and I don't know if it ever quite lived up to me for that. There were some fun action sequences, but not quite to that same level. At least maybe the choreography. Yeah. It wasn't as silly as the first season. Like that first fight with Bullseye and Daredevil in season 1 of Born Again. That was just silly. That was
a lot of floaty.
That was
CGI.
actually bad.
Yeah, that
and I'm
was,
glad they went away from that.
They clearly did not.
Mm-hmm. There were some good things, I think, with Kingpin and such, but maybe not quite to the same level for me.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like one. Maybe I'm just misremembering or forgetting because it's now been a few weeks since we finished the show. I don't know if there's like that one big standout hallmark action set piece. The one or like I think like there probably is one in here, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. So I don't know if there is one. Maybe we'll talk about it later. I can't think of anything that like I feel like it was consistent. Like it was brutal. It was like well choreographed. Like I never had the floaty CG stuff, but I kind of agree that I don't know that there was like. When I think about the fucking stairwell from season 2, he's got the gun taped to his hand, or season 3 when he visits, I think Fisk or maybe visits Fisk, when he goes to the prison, he has to kind of break out,
Yeah.
Like in season 1 has that classic hallway fight that kind of was obviously sort of the inspiration for why they kept doing it with the subsequent seasons on Netflix. And I don't know if there's a big one like that here. If there is, it's not standing out to me. Let's put it that way. So maybe there is. I don't know. But I don't know. Okay. Should we move on to recommendation?
Yeah.
I don't know where any of us landed on season 1. So this may be at odds with what we said. Maybe consistent. I'm not sure. We'd have to go back and check and see what we said. But sticking with our TV recommendation scale of very yes being the highest recommendation we can offer, followed by yes with a middle ground of totally fine, and then below that would be fine, and then the very bottom is shithouse. Something that's it's real bad. You give it the shithouse tag. Doesn't sound like any of us need to call this a shithouse show. But I am curious where everyone lands in terms of their recommendation for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. How high is everyone willing to go?
How high, how low?
Fair.
This is at... it's not Chernobyl, so I don't know.
I think that's fair to say.
Chernobyl might break the scale. It might be like a hidden tier above. Very yes.
Yeah, that's
like
a little above
must watch television like Andor.
Essential.
Like
yes.
Are you fucking kidding me? You need to drop what you're doing in your life, quit your job, leave your family, whatever you're doing.
If we reserve those, I'll get into a tangent.
I understand. I mean, it is what it is. You make your own rules. This is not
it's your
hard.
scale, man.
There's no.
Ben came into work the other day. Side tangent. Sorry. He came into work the other day and said, "I just watched a life-changing movie. I think it's top 3 movie I've ever seen."
Oh boy! Now I'm wondering if it's going to be something's real shit.
It's fucking seismic, dude. I was like, man, that's incredible.
Yeah,
I like it when that happens. Good for you. What'd you watch? And he said he watched that the Nazi movie with Russell Crowe.
Nuremberg.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I haven't seen it, so I mean, I can't say anything about it. But I'm just that's top 3, dude. That's top 3 movie.
High recommendation.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. That's incredibly high recommendation. Anyways, so I think this is a very yes show. I was glued. I was glued to it every time it was on the TV. I purposely tried to watch it when everybody else had gone to sleep. That way there were no disruptions, and I was 100% locked in. I think it was a significant step up in quality from the first season. It's much more consistent. It's much more compelling. I enjoy the on the nose kind of like the timing of this show being made and everything. I think that it makes it relevant in a cool way. And I don't like Daredevil. It's just a really good time to. It's a cool time to be alive when we get all these shows, and we get to see them made well. So, like I said, big step up in quality and execution, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it's a well-made show. So, even with my grievances with some characters that I just don't, We'll talk about it. There's just some people I just don't give a shit about.
All right. We'll get there shortly. We will get there very, very shortly. All right. A very yes from Andrew. Enrique, do you concur? Will you go a step down, 2 steps down? Where do you stand?
I would say this lands in a yes for me. I think it's better than totally fine, which I might have rated them both the same, but
probably
I think this
what
is
season 1 is, maybe in retrospect at least.
Yeah, I think this is certainly better from season 1. It's moving in a positive direction. There's still some things that I wish, both in maybe getting rid of some characters, cleaning up some storylines, just putting like that finishing polish on it that would make it the very show that I really want to see it become, and I'm hoping that it'll get there. But the fact that we're getting better each season is a positive direction, so I'm hoping that they can take this into what is going to be now a 3rd season.
Season 3 is filming. We'll certainly be talking about, once we get through our spoiler conversation, what we're maybe hoping to see in season 3. Or at least as part of our spoiler conversation, whenever it comes up. We don't have to strictly adhere to any particular order of events. I'm going to co-sign with Andrew and say it's a very yes for me. I really enjoyed it. I do think it's a massive improvement over season 1. I don't know that it's quite Netflix tier. I think it might be better than season 2 of Netflix. It's definitely more consistent, at least. I don't think it's meeting the highs of the Netflix. What I will say, too, is even though I think tonally it's closer to the Netflix, it still definitely has its own feel. It doesn't quite feel like, certainly the cinematography, just generally just doesn't feel like the Netflix. And what's interesting is there is an episode this season where it almost emulates the feel of the Netflix, and I think it does a pretty convincing job, but it certainly
and that was a good episode.
It's a good episode, but it certainly highlights that this is still a very different show. Even though it's not really what season 1 was, it's still not really what the Netflix show was either. It's maybe somewhere in the middle, or just different, But I really like it. I feel like every episode to me just brought something to the table. I'll be curious to. I mean, there were things that I liked more than other things, absolutely, but I don't know that there was anything that really stood out to me as, this is a drag. I don't like this. I don't really like where this is going. This is disappointing. Like, I didn't really have that sort of feeling with anything. Like, yes, more stuff was some stuff was more impactful, of course, but I don't know. So, I'm going to say very yes, because I had a great time with it. And, I think if you like the Netflix show, if you liked season 1, I think that this is worth your time. I think it's worth the, the 8 episode investment. So let's do spoilers, full spoilers for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. I kind of feel like maybe we should just go right into the things that weren't working, because I'm really curious.
Sure, yeah.
We've been dancing around that. So characters, what was plots, like what was it that maybe wasn't clicking with you guys this particular season?
I want to take a stab at Andrew's grievances.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna guess some of the Disney Plus specific characters from season 1 and the continuation of their plot lines. I don't know if that was one of the things, like BB report. Yay, nay.
I'm big. I'm not necessarily a nay on the BB report. It's more of her
character,
her co-star in the BB report.
Her Daniel. Or okay.
Daniel Blake.
Yeah, not a fucking fan of that guy. What a goober. What a fucking goober this guy.
I would say overall, maybe towards the end, he grew on me a little bit, but yeah, I could see that.
Like, I feel like...
What about...
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go.
Well, fucking Daniel, okay? I feel like his sole purpose in this whole show was to elevate how brutal Buck is, right? If we didn't already know how brutal Buck is, right? The right-hand man of Wilson Fisk, But, like, they I don't know. Like, I
don't know if that was his purpose.
It wasn't. It was to explore BB. It was to explore BB
because they didn't. They weren't supposed to kill him initially.
That's an interesting.
That was a change.
Yeah, that was a post-production.
In the original when they shot it, Buck didn't kill him.
Oh, really?
So they changed that afterwards.
Oh, maybe it's because he's a fucking.
Well, I think it's, if nothing else, it sounds like Andrew probably agrees with the creative decision to
Hey,
off him.
this guy's a fucking goober. We got to axe him.
Cut that plot thread off from season 3.
Interesting. But I enjoyed the BB reports, like the guerrilla film kind of deal in the beginning.
I thought the Mayor Kingpin segments, because I didn't really care for the BB reports in season 1. That was a low point for me.
I forgot they even existed. I thought it was a season
bad,
2 thing.
and then I think obviously it sort of morphed into the actual BB report is just Fisk propaganda of how great the city is and how the streets are so much safer. Blah blah blah. And obviously she's in the background doing this Mayor Kingpin sort of, I guess guerrilla style thing, which was I liked that. That to me made BB a lot more interesting to me because obviously we are now in a universe where we cannot have proper Ben Urich. He met his demise quite early in the Netflix run, and I think it's interesting to have a sort of analog of that character with BB, who obviously is a niece. But I think that this, to me, felt like her stepping more up to the plate in terms of being more like her uncle.
Yeah.
And I thought that angle was interesting for BB, but I also agree.
Like, I didn't
care for Daniel.
I can have BB by herself. I don't need her to have this
and I think
romantic
season 3,
infiltration.
Like the way
it was
that
just weird. They kept going back and forth.
Yeah. The way that it, and I would say I would generally agree. The stuff with her and Daniel is probably my least favorite thing of this, like plot element of this season. I didn't dislike it, but it probably got the most screen time of the things where I'm just like, I think you could use this elsewhere. You could dedicate this time to 2 other things, and I would appreciate that.
What the fuck's
more.
crazy ass Karen doing? That's what I want to know. I don't give a shit about fucking Daniel.
Karen's gonna shoot somebody up. That's what
she's ready. She's ready. She said, "I've killed. I will kill again. I'll do it."
Yeah.
So let him bleed out.
This isn't you.
Kidnap this
This isn't you, Karen. What have you done, Karen?
I think it's season 1 when Karen came back. I was like, yeah, this is better. And so I'm curious. I thought that the psychiatrist Heather Glenn was better in this season. Her plot line.
100% agree. I thought she was.
Was she a positive for you?
Positive.
Positive.
She was. I thought she was insufferable in season 1. Like almost felt like intentionally. And I don't know if that was the intent, but it certainly came across that way. Whereas here it's like, oh, she's just fucking losing her shit. She's losing her goddamn
which was
mind.
much more interesting.
Which is interesting. It's an interesting thing to see the it's a Scarecrow sort of deal, I guess.
Yeah.
The psychiatrist
kind of putting on the mask.
Putting on the mask quite literally at the end. Like, I think that's actually a really fun direction for them to take Heather with. I don't know if it's really comic accurate or anything like that, but to me that felt like we didn't really do this character properly the first time around. We're going to totally flip the script and pivot in a very wild, different direction that I imagine was not necessarily the original intent when she was even cast in that role. But I think it works, and I think she sells it. I think she's good.
Yeah.
I think she's really good.
She's very capable.
I thought she was I would put that character, that storyline in my plus column for season 2.
Yeah, me too. I have her right here in my plus column. I have Cherry in my minus column. His character still didn't really work for me. Like, he's a nice guy.
He's not in this enough for me to feel.
Yeah, they kind of
got him on the roof.
Yeah,
he has
he's
a heart
just kind of there
in like the first episode or 2.
Because
they did.
That was a big nothing burger for me. I can't
right. He's fine. I feel like he got so much play in season 1 where it was just like, who the fuck is this guy? I don't care about you, sir. I don't care about. Like, he was fine in this, and he was fine. I would rate him a neutral. I would give him a plus minus, I guess, a 0. I don't know. I don't know how you split the difference there, but yeah.
Who else is in your minus, Andrew?
Yeah, let's go through minuses. What are the things that we didn't really particularly care for, at least?
Really and truly, the biggest one's fucking Daniel.
Yeah, he gets a few minuses assigned.
So season 3 has to be better because no Daniel.
Season 3 will be better because no Daniel, unless he is in flashbacks somehow.
I
didn't hate him that much.
I was just kind of like, oh, this fucking.
I don't know.
guy.
The hot dog was pretty funny. He's just like,
The hot dog
you can't
was funny.
eat at the event. You gotta eat beforehand. I got you. Eat this hot dog, Buck. Come on, Buck.
This fucking guy is
Let's grab a hot dog, Buck. He was very silly. Oh, come on, Buck. I didn't mean it. I'll be good. The Kingpin. You can trust me.
The way you're saying this makes it feel very Iron Fist in terms of the quality of dialogue.
I was actually hoping that we would see a little Iron Fist. I think it's going that direction. We saw a little. We saw some. What's his face?
I would say if we're gonna go with pluses, how about Jessica Jones? How about a little sliver of Luke Cage popping up in the very end?
Yeah,
that's exciting. It's exciting to see the Netflix.
Three
elements.
of the four defenders that
we're just missing one. We're just missing one. What's he up to?
That's all right.
What's our boy Danny up to?
What's the deal with the CIA guy?
Mr. Charles?
That's interesting.
He was kind of nothing for me.
I thought
he seemed interesting at first, and then
I thought we would get more of him. I would rate him a neutral for me. Not bad, but not good. It seems like
it's kind of why
he was cool when he was on screen. I just didn't know what his like.
They needed a Valentina surrogate because Julia Louis-Dreyfus was too expensive to come and film in New York for a week or two.
I wouldn't fucking go there if I was her. That place falling apart.
There's a lot of shit going down there.
I think in real life she couldn't go.
In real life, it's obviously a fucking
real life you get free buses and stuff. I would say minuses are definitely pineapples.
Grocery stores, it's insane. It's like they've lost their minds there.
Jesus Christ!
But no, I'm gonna say pineapples are definitely a minus this season. No pineapples for anybody. Not pineapple juice, at least.
No pineapple juice.
Well, if you're allergic to it,
no pineapple
seems like
juice.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if we definitively know what killed Mrs. Fisk, but it could have been the pineapple juice. It could have been an adverse reaction.
It didn't
I'm not
help.
a doctor. Probably wasn't good for her.
Something happened.
I would say if you have a loved one in the hospital that was just attacked by shards of glass and required brain surgery, and they need to go check up on her, maybe let them check up on her and don't just get her pineapple juice. Maybe when she's even allergic to pineapple juice.
But also, if you are the surgeon that operated on this woman, and then
don't
the pineapple
give the
juice or
Kingpin a
whatever.
Hug. Come on, man.
Maybe things don't go so well for her. Maybe don't linger and give some weird fucking speech that goes on way too long.
Yeah,
it will not work out for you.
Yeah,
you will get crushed.
Workplace violence is a real issue, but that guy didn't help his chances. I will say.
No.
He overstayed his welcome.
I want to know what the Buck does.
Deserved, but
how does we need like a spin-off series for Buck on how
we got a little flashback of
special
Buck
presentation. Yeah, he had long-haired Buck with a hat on.
Oh, that's
true.
And we see him.
Buck
doesn't he interact
with Wesley?
We got Wesley.
Wesley was a plus.
Cool.
Wesley's always a plus in my column.
That was very cool. I liked that was the whole episode where it was just like, look, it's the Netflix era, and Foggy's here. We love Foggy.
Foggy's a plus.
Yeah,
Foggy's the trio together, the avocados at law. That's just it works every time, and I still think it was ultimately a mistake they killed Foggy. So at least a flashback was nice.
I would say, if I have to levy complaints, it's not necessarily with how they've done things. It's with I still feel like they're really trying to not just completely obliterate everything that season one was. Like, obviously, season one, they inherited half a season. They tried to retrofit things to make it work. Part of that was Foggy being dead. They sort of, they filmed it, they added it in a way where you actually see it happen. It's impactful. It's a big deal. It's why, Matt gives up the mask initially because he tries to kill Bullseye. It was interesting the way they did that, but I do think the unfortunate consequence of not just shelving all of that is, you lose Foggy, and like there's been people have been clamoring for, the Foggy death to be a fake out. And if that's the case, it's not here in this season. It does feel like they've doubled down on that. I mean, they've course corrected. It
would have been a weird fake out.
Less Cherry. I don't know. I guess probably less of Kirsten overall, but I think I think she's used effectively, I would say. So I didn't really mind the usage of Kirsten here. And the same thing, Heather, a repurposed kind of maybe version of that, but not in a bad way. But I do feel like, I don't know. Yeah, just not having Foggy and having this thing. It is interesting from a character side and how that informs Matt and Karen and how they deal with Fisk and how they deal with Bullseye and stuff like that. But I do think the show would be better if Foggy was around. Foggy could still be part of all of this. Like, there's no reason that Foggy couldn't be part of this sort of underground resistance to Fisk and stuff like that. So I think you just kind of lose a sort of element without him there. And I think when you have the flashbacks, episode to kind of highlight that, it does be like, oh yeah, like those were the good old days, And so as it is interesting for a story, it does make you yearn for maybe a version where they weren't so tethered to what had already been done that was maybe not a good creative decision in the first place. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Speaking of people that killed two people, well, more than two people for sure, but I thought Bullseye was a very big positive.
Yeah, he nailed it.
I concur. He's great. I think Wilson Bethel seems to just relish that role. I think he's really, really fun. I think he's really good, and I think this was an interesting evolution of that character where I think is probably more of an anti-hero in this season than anything, right? I mean, he's like, more or less aligned with Matt, but he's kind of closer to a Punisher type character, where
a little bit in a way.
He's going to use lethal force at every turn. He doesn't really care too much, but at least in this, he's kind of focused on the bad guys, So it's kind of just like, well, he kind of saves Matt's ass a couple times. He's ultimately responsible for killing Vanessa in a way, or it's the surgeon, or it's the pineapple juice. Unclear. You'd have to. What's the proximate cause of her death? Probably the glass, or is it Wilson? Wilson kind of because he blocks it. I think it's intended for Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
What Bullseye throws, and so in a way, Wilson's also responsible. There's a lot of fun legal hypotheticals you could draw up for who in Tort's world would be responsible for her death. I think Bullseye probably gets the biggest share of the blame, but
I would think so.
No, he was tossing it to somebody on the other side of the fucking building, like on the other side of the ring.
My client is completely innocent. It was an accident.
If it wasn't for Wilson, she would be alive.
He's so unstable though. Like the scene where he's in the code open to him in his little apartment. He's like taking care of the dog, making the egg, doing his push-ups, and then he goes to the diner to get a shake. I was like, what is going on here?
Does he get a banana shake?
And then he just calls in the task force and just kills them all with forks, pencils, and a lobster claw.
It's pretty fucking terrifying, that guy.
Absolute madman.
Yeah, you know what? Funnily enough, I would say actually, I guess if there's a standout sequence in this series,
that was probably one of the best ones.
That's it. It's not even a Daredevil beating people up sequence. It's Bullseye just John Wicking the fuck out of the task force when they come into this diner.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think step up costume wise for Bullseye as well. It's not quite perfect, I wouldn't say just yet.
Fair.
But nothing could beat that.
No tattoo. Bullseye on his head.
More pinouts, please. Bullseye. Classic. It's a classic. We haven't even done a bonus episode on that, have we?
Oh, that's true. You need to.
I know I rewatched it at some point in the past
with Elektra.
Few years.
You gotta do both.
Oh, that would be incredible. A double feature.
Elektra was a
different sort of double feature than this one. I don't know that I've seen Elektra since it came out. To be quite honest,
I've seen it. I think I've seen it once. That was not once since it come out. I think I've
just once. Just purely, once. Yeah. I think I'm at that. I think I've probably seen snippets on TV, or if someone like links to it on YouTube, like this is real bad.
It's like Catwoman. I've seen that once too.
Catwoman's good, but I've seen the real bad. I've seen the basketball sequence with its like 85 cuts. A bunch of different times. So, anyway. Bullseye, definitely a positive, I would say, for me. What else? What else is there? Swordsman. I
say
think Swordsman's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I like him. I'd like he did some ass kicking. That whole the
prison break.
I guess it's the end of episode. The prison break I thought was really well done. I thought that was interesting. And effective.
And that teenage girl stealing the truck and fucking hitting people with it and shit.
Yeah. I thought maybe we'd see her get a little bit more powered up because she gets the amulet, and I feel like
it kind of just jumped to her in a few scenes.
Hector had some sort of something going on. Maybe he did.
Right,
maybe
he had
just
powers.
But I feel like there's an implication that the amulet holds some sort of power, and she's a petite girl. I think that I would be perhaps a little bit more convinced if she's got some magic working for her, and maybe she does. But I like the idea. I like the idea of these legacy characters stepping up. I think that's interesting. I think it's obviously a lot of this comes down to Fisk with his fucking boot on the neck of New York, and just depressing the fuck out of him. There's a certain the one task force guy is the worst fucking character in this show, and not in a Daniel sort of way, as Andrew would put it, but in a fuck this guy needs to be destroyed.
You're the worst.
Powell I think is the
name. Powell.
It's been a long time since I've seen episode 1 and 2. Don't they try to go into his apartment and Matt fucks him up?
Yeah, well, he's still in his regular Matt.
Is that season 1 or is it?
So it's in season 2. It's him and Cherry, and then he's fighting off. Oh shoot!
Yeah, I think that particular
because Cherry has the heart attack.
Yeah, Cherry has a heart attack. I think it's different task force officers in the beginning of this season because they get killed, I'm pretty sure, by Bullseye after they manage to get, Daredevil's mask off.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But there is a fight sequence in, I think, Matt's apartment in season 1 with Powell where he beats the fuck out of Powell. I think he breaks his arm or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Powell's just a fucking pest in this season.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's just full. He's all in on Fisk's task force, and doing illegal shit like, I don't know, killing a fellow officer to stir up a riot, and
little Gestapo-y, a little icy.
It's a little icy.
A lot of it, maybe.
Applicable.
As is the let's
relevant.
Let's imprison people in cages underground without due process, that sort of thing, feels like, I don't know. Not necessarily intentionally mirroring real life events, perhaps coincidentally, but at this point, can't be ignored, I guess. But yeah, I do think I was hoping, I guess, if I wanted a little bit more, it's tough because it's limited, because it's a TV show, and it's a budgetary thing and you can't have everyone in. I feel like season 1 kind of ended with this idea of, Daredevil's army, or not necessarily, I don't know if it was called that, but this resistance, and you really see that, with him and Karen, with White Tiger 2.0, with, it feels like the NYPD is very much not aligned with the task force. But I do think it was a little bit of a missed opportunity in Swordsman a little bit. I wanted more. I think Iron Fist actually maybe would have made sense. It's a weird fucking thing. Maybe it'll get explained in Brand New Day. But Spider-Man being MIA for all of this is kind of nonsensical when you really think about it. I mean, it's a classic sort of thing. You can't always have all the characters crossing over with each other.
Right.
There's huge legal issues, I think, with having Spider-Man appear in this. But, Fisk is mayor, and he's doing all this horrible shit. What's Peter up to? Not that
everyone forgot about Peter. Everyone forgot about him.
Everyone forgot about him. Spider-Man, I think, is still Spider-Maning about. I do hope that there's some explanation as to what he's up to. And I think another thing, and this is not something that gets addressed in the second thing we're talking about in this episode. What the fuck is Frank doing? What's Frank doing through all this? Because I don't think Frank is necessarily doing what we see in his special. I didn't seem to get the impression that was necessarily the same time frame as all this shit popping off. Maybe it is to a certain extent.
It's the only explanation, though. Maybe. We'll get to it, I guess. I don't want to totally jump ahead. But I did think that, we
we do get Jessica Jones, so I guess we sort of talked about that.
Yeah.
It's cool. I think it's cool to see her involved. Kristen Ritter coming back is really awesome. Luke's obviously kind of barely in this, really only pops up in the finale, but it was cool to see Jessica get involved. I just wish there was kind of more of that, and I understand that maybe just dovetails into being fan servicey or whatever, or again, like, where do you draw the line? You have to draw the line somewhere, but I was hoping for a little bit more in that direction. So if like story-wise, if I had to be like, I wish there was more cool shit like that. Like, I don't know. There's probably other vigilantes that you could come up with that would make sense to appear. But I don't know. Let's see. Well, obviously there's the ending, which is a pretty big deal. We'll talk about that. What else? Spoiler-wise, do we feel like we haven't?
I thought in general the relationship between Matt and Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, has always been good. So whenever they go back to it, it's one of the strengths of the show. We just pit the two against each other. Who's gonna win? The different ideals and the way it kind of played out in the courtroom scene. I thought it was interesting where one character knows kind of what the other one is trying to do, and they kind of eggs him on. Is like, you're not going to go. It's like, I welcome going down this path with you, and kind of trying to see who can outplay each other was interesting, and especially because they just fought. So it's like, are we just going to throw more punches at each other, which they kind of do later? But
that's true, because there is that really brutal fight between the two of them
the day before they go to court.
Yeah.
But he's even like,
I guess, yeah,
he's like, you're not going to kill me, and I'm never going to go to prison. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, he's going to smash up Rabbit in a snowstorm or whatever the hell that painting's called. He's gonna, fucking that was a pretty brutal fight, because that was like, I think episode 6 maybe.
Around there, yeah.
It's pretty rough and tumble, and I didn't expect to see that sort of one-on-one confrontation at that point in the season. I thought that was actually like interesting from a storytelling standpoint, and then for it to be a bit more cerebral with episodes 7 and 8 in that trial. Karen gets captured, gets put on trial. That's to me. We can jump back if there's other stuff to cover to cover, but that to me I thought was a really strong ending. I would say.
Yeah.
I think that the plotting of it, the actual the dialogue of it, particularly obviously in the trial itself was interesting. Obviously Matt makes a pretty big gamble in the midst of that trial, which is successful but comes at great personal cost. But I also think that
I thought for sure. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought for sure Matt was going to have Bullseye, like, shoot him.
Oh, I see. Yeah, when they're like locked down in the courthouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like, hey,
Yeah.
when he talked to
Matt's like, you can kill anybody except the Kingpin. He's like, I will throw guys off roof, but as long as you don't kill Wilson Fisk, we're good.
Yeah, I thought for sure his one thing that he needed him to do was shoot me at because there's going to be cameras here and there or whatever,
Oh, shoot Matt.
Shoot Matt. Yeah, I thought he was going to have him shoot him. But he didn't do it.
They were gonna try to shoot him as a fake imposter Bullseye.
It's true.
Yeah.
Tried to do a little false flag action.
Yep.
Bullseye did not take too kindly to that.
Poser. Yep. So, anyways. Yes.
Yeah. I think I just think that having there is obviously a big action thing where Fisk is just tearing these fucking protesters apart. Like he's like mass murdering these motherfuckers. It's crazy.
It was just like this. It was brutal, but also like, what the fuck are people doing? Just like,
down the stairs,
let me run up to the Kingpin. This like, 10
have you looked at this man? Like this dude's a fucking brick house. Like no way.
Yeah, I'm like, have you seen this man? This dude like
I know you guys don't go to the gym. Don't kid yourselves.
He's bigger than the new Eagles player, the 300-pound 6% body fat guy. He's bigger than that man.
Yeah,
did he come from
one
Georgia?
That can go toe to toe? Might have. I can see. I will say, Charlie Cox putting some work in, looking good, good, Mister Sir,
looking fit.
He's fucking ripped in this. Like he's got that superhero Marvel body, and so like any. He's smaller than Wilson Fisk, you know,
a little bit
smaller than Vincent D'Onofrio, but I can buy it. Like, obviously he's got the enhanced senses and all that, but I'm like, you know what, that dude's in fucking peak physical shape. He can stand toe to toe with Fisk. The protesters not so much. Not going to work.
Yeah,
I do think
brain smash.
I liked. I know I'm just rambling at this point. I'm just throwing my thoughts out there, and please cut me off to say what you want if you feel so inclined. I liked the trial. I generally liked the resolution of Karen, you know, not being found guilty, or I don't know if it was a mistrial or whatever the hell they declared, but you know, Matt unveiling his identity to the public, big deal. You know, he kind of I am Iron Man's it, which is obviously a pretty big revelation. In a direction I didn't quite expect it to go in personally. And I think where they leave Matt is really interesting going into season 3. I kind of feel like Fisk doesn't
got off
really
pretty
get
easy.
A lot of comeuppance. He gets off pretty easy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he gets this kind of sweetheart deal from the governor. It's like, please stop killing people and just leave the fucking office, leave the city, maybe leave the country. I'm not sure.
Go to the Hamptons or something.
Just fuck off somewhere so we don't have to deal with you. Because we know if we lock you up, you're just going to fucking take over the prisons and it's going to be a whole fucking scheme. It's going to be a whole thing. So just fucking piss off, dude.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because Vanessa died. They're just like, yeah, we pity you.
You can't give him too many L's. Like, we'll get him out of office. I do feel like that, I'm sure, is in some way guided by the fact that they don't want to completely go away for season 3 from Fisk. You know, I think D'Onofrio will still be a key part of the cast, but I do also kind of on one hand think maybe it's time for less Fisk.
Change it up,
you know?
yeah.
Change it up. We've now had. If we combine this and the Netflix, we've had 4 out of 5 seasons where Fisk is the big bad. And like, this was such a huge escalation in terms of like Fisk's level of influence and power that like there was nowhere to go without getting him out of out of office and reducing that sort of thing. But I do feel like it was definitely a pretty soft landing for Fisk, especially what he did, and particularly in the finale where he's just fucking killing people. Like, I don't know. Like, that's, I mean, maybe it's true to life that, you know, the richy riches and the powerful get off scot-free, but I don't know. This is fantasy. This is fiction. We can believe in a Daredevil. We can believe in justice. We can believe in, you know, good winning out over bad. We would like to think that's possible in real life too, but well, you know, check back in a few years. We'll see how it's going, you know? So anyway, those are my general, just again, rambly thoughts on kind of the last, you know, kind of big things that happen. We want to talk about anything within that? Any other thoughts to add?
Yeah, that pretty much does it.
I think so.
So, okay, well then season 3, you know, big deal is Matt's in prison. People know that he's Daredevil.
Did they fuck with him? They fucking with Matt in prison?
Seems like a bad idea, you know.
They know he's a superhero. Like, they know
if they think he's a blind lawyer, it's one thing. If they know he's Daredevil, then I don't know. Like, that seems like a bad idea. But at the same time, if he's in Gen Pop, he's probably put some of those perps behind bars. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's going to be interesting to see. I always worry, you know, when like that's a whole arc of like someone's in prison for like a season. I assume it probably won't be a whole season. I think that would be crazy for him to be in, you know, locked up for 8 episodes. But I don't know. I feel like that always sometimes ends up being a drag for shows. So I'll be curious to see how they handle it. I was not expecting him to just totally reveal his identity, because I was hoping that this would open up the window to what they did in the comics, which I think is the Devil in Cell Block D, I think is the arc. I could be getting the exact language wrong. But the idea was there is some sort of bullshit law where superheroes could be imprisoned, but they would be allowed to maintain their secret identities. So it's actually just Daredevil in prison. People don't know that he's Matt Murdock. He's allowed to wear the mask in prison.
Shit.
I don't think you needed to do that, because that's kind of goofy, and I don't know how you pull that off without it not feeling really fucking silly. So I think that's fine. But the really fun thing that I liked out of that was that Danny Rand stepped up and ended up taking over as like Daredevil at a certain point. And I think it was there
that's
was
how
like a
we
certain
could have
thing
got.
where-
That's how we could have got the fucking Iron Fist in here. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like I don't know, and I kind of just feel like
I'm out.
you know. Here's what
That's how we're gonna get him. That's how it's gonna happen, dude. I'm so fucking excited.
Could be. I think Jessica never needed. There's only one character in the Netflix that really needs redemption. You know, Daredevil was always well done. Jessica was always well done.
Man.
Luke was generally speaking well done. You know, Luke specifically, personally, was well done. And it's cool to see them all, Jessica and Luke, back together. Danny's in the picture. That's cool. It's a big, you know, off-screen development for those two, which is interesting. I want Danny back, and I want him to be fucking cool. We had 2 seasons of Iron Fist.
It's gonna be so cool.
I'm sorry. I don't think Finn Jones can do it. If he proves me wrong,
I believe.
I don't believe.
I think.
Sorry.
I think he just needs the right talent steering the ship. That's my belief. I think he's
Colleen
got it
Wing
in him.
needs to take the mantle.
He needs to put time in the gym. He needs to go on that Charlie
maybe
Cox
learn
fucking
some
regimen.
fight moves.
He needs to learn some martial arts. He's got a lot of work to do, but it's now been 10 years since Iron Fist.
And he's been training.
He makes his hand glow a little bit.
I don't know. I think there's a way to do it. I really want to see it.
Thank you, dude. Thank you for that.
I want to see it. Because we need it. Like, I don't know. You know,
it can't be hurt again.
It's such a sore spot for the Netflix era.
You can't do that to me again.
I think I'm ready.
I love Iron Fist. Iron Fist is one of my favorite characters.
The redemption of Danny Rand.
Marvel.
I need it. I want it.
Iron Fist is fucking cool. Dude.
If you're not gonna do it right, then don't do it. So we'll see. We'll see if they can pull it off.
I was also like, again, I don't remember exactly how it plays out because I think the general idea is that he's taking on the Daredevil persona to exonerate Matt. So maybe I'm conflating 2 different stories where that happens. Because if he's in prison as Daredevil, I don't know. Then that doesn't really make sense. So I'm not specifically remembering. But what I do remember is that Danny took over the Daredevil thing, and I was like, you know what? Put Finn Jones in the fucking Daredevil costume. That way, he's not really Iron Fist. He's just Daredevil, and he gets a chance to be badass. And maybe that will inspire him to not be a big fucking loser and have like a cool costume and shit. Like maybe that one's like, hey, this is a great idea. Maybe I'll just turn this into my own fucking costume and not look like a big fucking loser. You know, like, I don't know. Just give me a Danny Rand that's not a big fucking loser. I think it's possible. I don't think it's out of reach. I think it's possible. I want it. I'm passionate about it. Anyway, other season 3 wants, desires, hopes, predictions, expectations, anything that we're looking forward to seeing in season 3 or want to see in season 3 other than or not Danny Rand.
I think Lady Muse could be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with they're taking Heather Glenn's character, so I'd be interested to see that.
Is there a Lady Muse in the comics?
Yeah,
I think there is, but I don't think it's Heather. But I think there is some inspiration to draw from there. Yeah, because I think Muse is a relatively newer Daredevil villain, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
I don't know many
newer, like past
Daredevil
10, 20
villains.
years kind of thing. Well, I think, yeah, I guess that maybe feeds into what I want is just other villains that aren't Fisk, you know? Maybe there's someone incarcerated that is a former Daredevil, like a Daredevil villain that, he went up against in the past, during the Netflix era that's there that he comes into conflict with. Like, I think there's some interesting, like, angles to explore with that. I'm kind of blanking on other big
I guess
villains
the hand,
that they haven't done. The hand might make a resurgence. I guess.
I feel like they kind of did Typhoid Mary in the
Iron Fist gave us a Typhoid Mary.
Iron Fist, yeah.
Bring back Alice Eve, sure. More. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think I just want a little bit different. Less Matt versus Fisk. Let's give us some Matt versus, whether it's Lady Muse, whether it's whoever else. I don't know. I think that's kind of just what I want to see is open it up a little bit, in terms of the storytelling, in terms of the characterization. I think, you've now know Daniel, really a lot of the mayoral staff. I feel like we should have not really much focus with that. I don't even know what the hell the Buck got shot. Like, I don't think he's dead, but I don't even know if we know what happens to him. I just feel like it should feel very different, and I'm excited for that. That's kind of what I want to see is a really, I want it to feel new and different, and fresh. So I don't know, kind of a vague, open want, but
new, different.
But they are filming it now, and I think we can probably expect it to make its way to Disney Plus roughly. Well, I guess roughly this time next year, probably March, April, that sort of thing. So, looking forward to more Daredevil Born Again. All right. Any other final thoughts for everyone, for anyone on Born Again Season 2?
No.
All right. I have taken off my double Ds, and now I've got a big skull on my chest. No, actually, I didn't do that.
You don't have a big P?
I've got a big P in my chest.
That's not comic accurate.
Well, we could do a Dolph Lundgren style and just have nothing in my chest. No skull, no nothing. Or it could be the Punisher one last kill accurate and not wear a fucking costume for most of the thing.
As long as you yell.
About that.
Carve an X on your chest.
I could carve an X. That's you're right.
Colton, what have you done to your chest?
I'm having a rough go of it. Okay. All right. The Punisher One Last Kill, a Marvel Television special presentation, clocking in at 51 minutes, including credits. It's a one-off deal that is not necessarily part of Daredevil Born Again, but certainly connected because Frank did appear in season 1 and certainly part of this universe. The special is streaming exclusively on Disney Plus as well. It was written by John Bernthal and Ronaldo Marcus Green, directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green, stars the Yelly Man himself, John Bernthal, along with Judith Light and some others. In One Last Kill, Frank Castle is haunted by ghosts of his past as he tries to move on from his life as the brutal vigilante, the Punisher, after avenging the deaths of his family, only to be drawn back into conflict by the matriarch of a major crime family. And some fucking shenanigans happening in New York City. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah.
Do we have a fun fact about this one? I mean, I think it's fair to say we don't need as much time to talk about this as we do
Born Again. One episode versus 8.
It's one episode versus 8. It's a big difference. But I think we've all pre-recording have expressed this notion that we have thoughts. We all have thoughts that I'm sure we want to get off our chest. But do we have a fun fact? Do we want to do a fun fact?
So I don't have.
I found a quick one. I had to search for some things, but
do a special presentation-sized fun fact
to the dedication of Mr. John Bernthal. He lit himself, or I guess someone lit him on fire during that scene. Shit. So there were real pyrotechnics and fire used. So they just lit up my man John Bernthal in fire, so he could run through a door and yell. So I think I would yell if I was on fire too. So,
I was just gonna say, if there was ever a situation where this man should be yelling, it's when he's on fire. That is an apt time. That is a very appropriate time to be yelling, quite intensely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty fun.
That is crazy.
I guess we'll stick with a split non-spoilers recommendation. Spoilers again, we can rein it in because it's a shorter thing, and let's do some quick thoughts, then we'll move into spoilers. But yeah, let's do some quick hits, non-spoilers. This also came out the week after Born Again wrapped up, just to be clear, May 12th. So we're only a week removed from it coming out. It's been quite popular. I think it's like the highest streaming thing on Disney Plus, or something like that, which is cool. Punisher's clearly a very popular character, but yeah, how'd you guys feel about One Last Kill, the Punisher One Last Kill? Did you enjoy your 51-minute special presentation?
Just one kill. That's it.
I thought it was pretty fun.
Only one in the whole thing.
Okay. I think some of it was hard to watch.
In what way?
Well, it seems
too much yelling.
Yeah, a lot of yelling. It's I don't really know how to describe it. It
like subject matter, violence, like
the violence.
Too
The violence is very, very brutal.
I think more so than Daredevil, to be clear.
Definitely,
Like, definitely
even more. Yeah.
a step beyond that. Maybe it's
rated.
I don't think anything in Born Again season 2 was quite on the level of the head smashing that we got in season 1. That was probably one of the gnarliest things, and I think that's closer to what you see in this. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think maybe it's the fact that it's so condensed too. It's 1 hour of
Not even.
Yeah,
it's not even 1 hour of mind-numbing brutality for 1 hour. And like I said, that's I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but it was some of it was just like, God damn, dude, that's fucking brutal. That's some gnarly shit. And they don't pull away from it, so it's just long takes of just straight up massacring somebody. You know what I mean? Just brutal. It's some of it's really, really fucking brutal. And we'll talk about the most brutal one, I think.
okay.
I don't know. There are a lot.
There was two brutal ones. But it's not only the violence; it's also the subject matter too. I mean, we've got there's a lot. There's a lot going on in this like quick truncated thing. There's one sequence where the CG looks fucking terrible. It looks so fucking bad.
This has been talked about on the internet since it came out because
it's bad.
What happened? And the reporting on it is that apparently it is an actual stunt that was done, but there was a face replacement, and I think that is what is causing it. But I don't know. That's like a thing where it's just like, this is small enough, this is short enough that like an editor is going to look at that and be like, oh no, that looks like shit. Like we've got to cut around that. But it fucking lingers. It's Frank falling onto like an AC unit on a roof. And he's like flailing about for like 5 fucking seconds, and it's so goofy.
What are we doing? Like, who authorized this? Like you say, why are we cutting this? We need to cut this.
That was the not even probably worse, but like the rough equivalent of that floaty Daredevil swinging around bullseye sort of thing at the beginning of season 1 of Born Again. That like thankfully we didn't have in season 2. They just decided to put it in this one because this is, I think. Well, so, I mean, I think the original episode order for Born Again was 18 episodes. The first season ended up being 9. The second one ended up being 8. I think kind of what the remaining budget was dedicated to this. Like, I think this was kind of the episode 9, if you will, of Born Again, which obviously is kind of just its own thing. Pretty untethered, I think, to Born Again, at least by my count. We'll get into it, I guess, a little bit in spoilers, but okay, yeah. Andrew, any other thoughts?
I enjoyed the structure of the show, or of this movie, or whatever it is. Short film, I don't know.
Special.
Yeah. I enjoyed the structure of it. And Punisher is fucking angry. He's just fucking yelling and shit the entire time. He's definitely needs to get some professional help. But Frank
He says he needs help.
I can't picture anybody but Frank, or not John Bernthal. I can't picture anybody playing him except John Bernthal. We'd shout out how in shape Matt Murdock is. John Bernthal's got a fucking beard, bro. He's got a fucking good beard.
I mean, he's in shape too.
I was like, he's in shape too. I thought that's where we're going with this. I was like, no, he's. I mean,
him and his beard.
You would expect.
He takes a hit. He takes a hit too. He's always willing to take a hit. Anyways,
be lit on fire.
Lit on fire, falls from the thing.
Stabbing himself in the chest. Whatever, damaging his vocal cords. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Some of it was hard to watch. The action sequences were cool when they were there. They're just very brutal. The villain of this one was cartoonish. It kind of reminded me of like, I guess, Warzone or just some of the other Punisher villains that we have. It's like, Frank, you can just like fucking throw a knife at that bitch. Or something, you know what I mean? Like she's like, okay,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it in spoilers, I guess. I'm gonna sound like a fucking dick, but it's I thought it was pretty.
I think I know what you're saying. All right. So did Bennett enjoy it, or what would you?
Yeah, no. This is another one I waited until. Well, Sarah actually sat with me and painted her nails while I was watching this. And
wow!
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm like, Christ! Oh, Jesus! Frank's losing his mind. New York's falling apart. Oh, New York. We talked about New York with Daredevil. Yeah. New York and this is. Yeah. I feel like it's you ever watch that old school 80s movie with Kurt Russell where he's got the eye patch, Escape from New York? Yeah.
It's basically that. Yes, I would agree. Yes. New York. We'll get into the timeline of it because I don't really quite know what's happening, but yeah, it's it's the wild, wild west in this New York City, that's for sure. At least this part of town.
That's what I told Sarah. I said, "Man, Frank lives in a fucked up part of the neighborhood." Like,
all right, Henrique, we got to get you in here. What do you think about the Punisher? One Last Kill.
So I think to start off, I've liked John Bernthal a lot as the Punisher. I think I wasn't a huge fan of kind of the other Punisher movies necessarily. And I'm not like the biggest Punisher guy. I think I've liked some of his stories. I really like when he plays off. I really liked him in Daredevil, and I liked his Marvel TV show. So I liked him in this too. I think he embodies the character really well. And I know that he was very involved in the writing and the making of the show. But I don't understand this. I don't know if it's me or I just don't really know what exactly it's trying to do. I know it's not trying to fit into the MCU timeline, but when you just saw Frank Castle in Daredevil Born Again season 1, and then he's here, and I'm like, how are these two people related? Like, is this before? Is this after? So that left me very confused. And the entire thing too, I'm just like, is this supposed to be kind of like comedically corny in a way, like in the cartoonishly evil, or is this taking itself seriously because it's a very violent and graphic action oriented thing? I just didn't quite know. I was really lost throughout the whole thing, and I think that and some of the there's like kind of I don't know if corny is the right word. There's like a little bit of like a corniness element to it. Like the first sequence in particular I want to go over. So he's in his apartment doing pull-ups on like a barbed wire thing shirtless until he throws up while it keeps flashing back to his hit list. And there's no dialogue.
I didn't see
there's nothing. His hands are just bleeding. And then he's like, let me chew some pain pills because that's how you swallow pills. Like, he's gonna munch on this, and I'm gonna swig it down with some alcohol. But now I feel sick. I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is clearly written by like I don't know. I think they sounded a lot cooler on script, and then they put it on the screen, and I'm like, this is so silly. Like, it's not cool. So it's some of that kind of veered a little bit into it. So
this dude's fucking metal, man.
I was just like, what is this? But I kind of wish
my knuckles bleed.
I kind of wish I had enjoyed it more from that like silliness aspect, but I just don't know if that's what it was going for. So in the end, it just didn't really work for me. I thought we were kept rehashing the same thing of like the Punisher doesn't want to punish but now he will be punished, and he keeps going back to his family and seeing, and I'm just like, I thought that was kind of already covered in the previous versions that we saw of this character, so I just felt like we were replaying the same thing. And at the end, I didn't get a sense. I'm like, okay, I guess he's the Punisher again, because I guess, we'll get into some spoilers, but I just really didn't understand this at all. I'm just very perplexed.
I think that's the biggest gripe that I have with it is the content, like the subject matter that it deals with, on top of it trying to be comedic at the same time. Like with how it does. It's
because it's such a dark, brutal, and it's like everyone's awful, and like I'm gonna take this guy's dog, and I'm like, what?
Oh, we'll talk about that.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I agree with both of you. I mean, I did have fun is like a weird way of describing it, as with something like this, but like I didn't mind it. I didn't like it like went by pretty quickly for me, and I was just like, okay, all right. Like that was like a solid like little Punisher thing. But I think like more broadly, I do kind of think like story wise, I'm like where does this fit in? I don't really get it. I don't really understand how it fits in. Like I think what I've read and like kind of looking into it more is that maybe it's trying to be more of a, hey, if you haven't watched the Netflix show, or hey, if you haven't watched Daredevil, you can watch this thing in 45 minutes. You get the very, basic beats, which obviously there's been multiple Punisher movies that I guess Warzone probably glosses over it a little bit more, but like the Thomas Jane one, came out when we were growing up. I feel like was a decent enough rendition of, hey, this guy he's a Marine, he's a family man, and then his family gets killed, and then he turns into the Punisher and kills everyone that's bad, and against him. Like, yeah, I kind of get that. People know who the Punisher is, and I think this is maybe trying to be like a, hey, here's the John Bernthal version, so you don't have to do 26 episodes of homework on Disney Plus of the Netflix show, or you don't have to watch Daredevil if you don't care about Daredevil. And so if you want to have a little bit of 50 minutes of Punisher kicking ass, you got it here, and then boom, you're gonna see in Spider-Man, in a couple months, same iteration, John Bernthal again. I think that I think it's okay, but I do think juxtaposed against the rest of the MCU to Daredevil, to maybe where he is in Spider-Man, TBD on that front, but I don't know, it's a little odd. I really did think that because it was kind of positioned as this, like I thought it maybe would be like a 45-minute sort of post-credit feeling thing for Daredevil, and it's not at all. It's very much its own thing, and I think within that own thing, it does have some tonal whiplash in a big way, and some of it definitely comes across as goofy as fuck, and like not in an intentional sort of way. I don't think
so.
But I think, like, technically,
how would you not?
How would you
not watch this and know that it's? You don't think anybody's
maybe it is. Maybe it is supposed to be a little tongue in cheek. I don't know, but like I think it's the juxtaposition of the hyper violence with sort of what, and like Frank's mental health being
and like the realistic kind of violence.
Like too. There is, like a pretty there's it's. I don't know. I mean, it is kind of Punisher. Like he's a fucked up dude. He does fucked up things. Ultimately, he at least views himself as a force against bad, maybe not for good, but against bad.
Right.
I think it kind of does all that. I just think that like some of the scenes, some of the moment to moment stuff feels like, what the fuck is happening here? A little bit. So, but I would say I enjoyed it. It's definitely, I mean, like in the way that I enjoyed Daredevil Born Again, like that I enjoyed that significantly more than I enjoyed this, just to compare those two, since obviously we're talking about them on the same episode. But I think as a 45-minute, 50-minute one-off deal, if you don't have any sort of, like, I think if you're just interested in the character of the Punisher, I guess we're kind of just moving to recommendation, like, I think it can work from that standpoint. I think my frustrations come from some of the external and internal things about it. So, I'll be curious where everyone stacks this up for recommendations. Same scale, very yes, totally fine shit house. I don't want to make a decision, so I'm going to kick it to one of you guys. Does anyone have a recommendation in mind for the Punisher One Last Kill?
For me, it was totally fine. Like you don't need to go out of your way to watch this. I think it's like I say, the tongue-in-cheek things are so totally disconnected from like the content matter that it kind of tries to grapple with, or that at least demonstrates on screen, right? So like you as a viewer have to grapple with what Frank's going through. At the same time, seconds later you get cartoonish shit. So like it's like what camp do you want to be in? Do you want to make a campy, super hardcore, hyper violent thing, or but at the same time you can't be expected
this
to deal
introspective piece on mental health, like
you can't do both. Or if you can do both, it's not this.
You probably can, but you certainly need more time. And
right. There's just not enough like real estate to really pull that off. Like you'd have to really you
gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know how to write that shit.
It's not
okay. This.
Totally fine.
Totally fine
for you, Henrique. What do you think? I know you were perplexed though.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. Still, I watched it just yesterday. So honestly, I thought I think we all did,
if I'm not mistaken. I think.
So it's very fresh. Honestly, I thought the first 10 minutes, I was really thinking to myself, I was like, is this shithouse? I'm like, what am I watching here? And I think as it rounded itself out, I was like, okay, no, it's maybe I can see a little bit what's going for. It just not everything worked for me, so I'm gonna keep it in fine. It's a lot of there's some good stuff in there. There's some stuff that really didn't work for me, but it was all right for my time.
I'll once again co-sign with Andrew. I'm usually generous with these things, but I don't think I can give it more than totally fine for myself either. I enjoyed it again, but I don't know. There's enough weirdness in it that I don't know. I don't really know what I expected. I don't think it was this. Maybe that's an expectations versus reality sort of thing, but I don't know. I found myself like compelled to watch it, never tempted to like turn it off, but always kind of just being like, okay, all right, okay, okay, all right, okay. Like that was kind of my reaction through everything, whether it was this serious sort of thing or whether it was, something that was, I don't know, came across a little less than serious. I don't know. So yeah, all right. Well, it doesn't sound like any of us are giving it a glowing recommendation, but I suppose it's only 50 minutes of your time, and it's on Disney Plus, so you could probably do worse. Iron Fist, perhaps. But they were going to redeem, I promise. Spoilers, full spoilers for The Punisher: One Last Kill. Let's dive into this a little bit more deeply.
Dude,
what are the moments that we're thinking of that that stood out in a I guess good or bad way. I don't know.
So the hyper violent thing, right? We can start with we'll start with the
brutality.
We'll just start with the opening sequence where they like the punks coming over and like stealing the guy's hat and shit. And I was like, oh man, that's pretty fucked. I was there. That's they're beating up on this homeless vet.
Yeah, this guy's just like enjoying.
Oh fuck. They took his dog too? Oh man.
For no reason, like just absolutely out of nowhere.
And then they threw his dog in front of the fucking truck. That's like, what did I just fucking watch?
Yeah, it really throws you in the deep end right off the bat.
Right off the bat, man.
This is this is going to be unpleasant.
And I think that's after we get Frank yelling and shit, like he's having a hard time in his apartment.
I think it does open up with that. Yeah, there's a bit of yelling. Like it really just like yelling,
dumps
and
you
then
off.
this guy, and then the fucking punks come up and just fucking kill a dog. And it's not like that. There's a lot of stuff that is graphic in this.
They didn't show that.
There's no graphic depiction of a dog being killed, I guess, to be clear on that front, but obviously it's implied, and
they probably talked about it. I'm sure they talked about it.
Yeah, like that's a step too far. People getting horribly maimed, Mortal Kombat style, A-okay. Dogs are off limits.
No,
it's fucked up.
A dog
That's
did
how you
nothing.
get. That's how you get fucking 4 John Wick movies is killing a dog. Like that's
Yeah.
And well, I guess you kind of get a little bit of John Wick light in this one, so I guess it tracks.
Right.
Yeah.
I felt like it was reminiscent of John Wick or the Chris Hemsworth one, the
like,
Netflix one,
Extraction. Is that-
Extraction, and some like The Raid. But I felt like those just kind of pick a tone and stick with that tone. Like,
Right.
even though
like those, but not as good as any of them either.
yeah. And John Wick, like, even has some comedic bits here and there, but it's like in a way that kind of fits into the scene. Like when he's falling down the stairs of the Paris sequence.
Yeah, that's great.
That's actually pretty funny. Like, it's brutal, but it's funny in it. And so then I'm like, I don't know. The humor definitely didn't land for me when it was maybe intended. I was just kind of like, this is truly a comic book. Like, this is really a comic book come to life without like that change
Without
and manipulation.
the self-awareness that like some of this won't work on screen, as written. Like, you have to make some changes to make it feel okay. Like you have one page that is this super serious, like Frank is in his own head and like seeing ghosts from his past, seeing Curtis, seeing Karen, which was cool. And I think that like that in a nutshell, or that in a
Vacuum,
in isolation, in a vacuum, was, I think that was interesting. I think that was like interesting to see this sort of
right
side of Frank where like, like internally, like he's just super fucked up. Like, I guess that makes sense. Like what makes Frank tick is, I don't know, just being tortured, by the people that are no longer in his life, whether they're dead, whether they're just off, doing other things. I don't know. I don't know. That was kind of interesting. But then, you got the fucking, the dog thing. You've got, that, and just like, it's just like, the escape from New York of it all, like, right? Like, where it's just like this fucking cartoonish,
New York
like
was wild.
everywhere you turn, like, it's just like shops are getting broken into, or, people are getting fucked up, or people are getting mugged. And it's just like an entire neighborhood is just everyone is just committing crimes. It's the fucking Purge out there for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like the crime, the big crime, the Nucci crime family is dead. So now it's lawless chaos. It's fucking Judge Dredd shit. It's like, I don't know. Like, to me, it didn't feel like this is the lawlessness of the reign of Mayor Fisk, because Fisk wouldn't have stood for this shit.
That's the thing. I'm like, after just coming from Daredevil Born Again, it's like, is this the same New York? I know it's supposed to be in a specific neighborhood, Little Sicily, but like, this doesn't seem like the same place. Like,
I think like, this has to be mostly before maybe
the only way, because there's no anti-vigilante task force where
true.
if you skip and miss,
you get one cop that shows up, the car immediately gets set on fire. They're beating the fuck out of the cop, pull him out of the like, it's just ridiculous.
But how we talked about in Daredevil Born Again season 2, when Bullseye calls the hotline for vigilante task force, and like, the Punisher's here, like, the whole squad shows up. Meanwhile, Frank is just walking around, just like with a hood. He's like buying some coffee.
No one will
like,
recognize me.
Nope, no, not me.
Well,
he didn't even
also,
he didn't even do the Marvel get up with the hat and sunglasses.
Yeah,
He's
generic hat, no logo. I mean, also, it's like, my dude just visits his family's,
grave.
Great.
I wonder where he might go
multiple times. Like, if you're trying to find Frank Castle, maybe you post up someone at the cemetery, because there's a good chance he might do that. No, that's too obvious. There's no way
it can't be
that Frank Castle would be dumb enough.
Yeah, like, no one's seen Frank Castle in months.
Visit his family at the cemetery.
I tell you who was posted up is the Nucci. Nucci's.
Yeah. She's following him around.
Nucci mom.
I know what you did. You killed my son. You killed my other son. He's maybe a pedophile, but I don't believe it. You killed
you
this
didn't
guy.
touch those kids. I'm like, Dad, you didn't have to out your son like that.
He's a nice boy.
He was only in the Epstein files a couple times, you know.
Killed my husband. He shot him in the head after he was cheating on me with some broad's lipstick on her.
Yeah, then
whatever.
You curb stomped him. Fucking curb stomp. Fucking curb stomp that guy.
It did curb stomp him. I think that was one of the sons, maybe. But yeah, we didn't see the curb stomp. I guess spared us that too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all a little comic booky for sure, a little silly. I think Andrew, maybe you had some grievances with Frank not.
She comes at him, right? He just walked into town. The town's fucking falling apart or whatever. He walks back home, and she walks up on him and says, you murdered all my family, and
you murdered my family. So
I put a hit on you, and she fucking spits on him, and he just like fucking like he just looks confused. He's befuddled. He
just like, okay.
He's like, who, me?
Oh. It's like if he's always like, oh, right then he's
It's like, he's like, oh shit, I guess they have a mom.
He kills the son right next to her. Is it
it is very weird that like why you're not going to kill the whole family.
Code?
Like he didn't respond at all. Like no response, just straight confusion. The entire interaction, and then
he didn't even recognize her in the beginning. She's like talking to him, and like there's no reaction. Oh, really,
your family died too, huh?
He's like, what a coincidence.
Yeah, my husband was shot in the head. It's like, I know I shot someone's husband in the head once upon a time. I shot a lot of husbands in the head, to be honest. I'm not following.
What a coincidence.
Was it me? Is this relevant? All right, this is interesting.
He's really struggling.
I did kill a son. Yeah, in that specific way. It could be a coincidence. Go on.
He turns around, she spits on him, and he's just like, oh, and he still can't put it together. and then when he does eventually put it, after he like fights his way out of the building, which I thought the entire
the beginning
escape
part
from
of the fight was cool.
Escape from the apartment was awesome. I thought that was well done.
That was well done. Other than the fall into the AC.
Other than the fall in the AC. Yeah.
That was at least funny though. Like unintentionally, I think. But it was funny. It was a moment of levity, much brutal violence. People getting shotgunned left and right.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. That part was pretty cool. And then he gets back into the he's in the streets, and there she is. She's watching him. And he's still I don't know what, Frank, throw your knife, just fucking knock her off. What are you doing?
Yeah, and then she's very hastily escaping in the car, slowly getting loaded up because she's in the fucking chair. The guy's like, all right, let's go. He's gonna get you. He's just gotta walk 5 feet.
And he's like, fuck it. Oh, he just runs into the shop, to save the shop owner.
But yes, there's other conflicts in the neighborhood that Frank decides.
Oh, here we go.
His attention on.
So the first hard part was the dog,
tattoo guy,
and then the kid, and then the kid's fucking bleeding. And then the next hard part was the fucking muscle tattoo guy.
When he's stabbing with the pens.
That's probably the most brutal. That was brutal.
Because he just gets him in the face, and I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, the amount of force you got to use,
biceps
to
and
just,
the arms
stab
and the
somebody.
chest, and they just stab him everywhere. Just zoom out and stab him everywhere and yell the entire time you're doing it. It's like I'm watching somebody getting murdered for real right now. That's the way I felt. And I was like, I don't know about this. This feels fucking weird to watch. So I don't know if I enjoyed the death of the fucking muscle man. That was a rough one to watch. But he did save that little girl. She did give him the flower, and then he fucking picks up the mantle and goes and kills the punk. As long as that other guy was okay with it. I was like, oh, you want me to shoot this guy? And he's like, yeah. He's like, okay.
He's like, thumbs up.
At that point, he's like, all right, I am once again the Punisher. For the fourth time, I have unretired as the Punisher. I will do it now. I've avenged my family for the 17th time because
shaved my beard.
Before it was a different family. Now it's the Nucci crime family. Now I've Like, how many times are we going to get the same version of, oh, I'm not the Punisher, I don't do that anymore? I'm like, oh, now I do. I have a motivation to do it. Now I will.
Yeah, is the implication that, like, he can channel his ghosts through the violence? Like, if he uses that balance to punish, he can focus? Because I was like, my man can't figure out his left from his right. Like, he's just like cutting himself in the chest. He keeps
throwing up all over himself.
He was doing the thing where he's like about to make out with Karen and she's not there. I'm like, my man, you're struggling.
Yeah, I think she, I don't know if you know this, my dude, but she's actually in a relationship with another man.
I don't think he knew she was there.
Oh,
he's got some confused feelings for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little girl in the shop. I think the goofiest thing in this whole thing was just like her, like, don't look at anything. I'm like, this dude just fucking stabbed that guy with a pen like 300 times.
He's like, oh, you're my hero.
She definitely heard it, and that would not have been pleasant to hear for a small child. You know, like, yes, like maybe you know, Frank's doing a good thing and saving you know, your family.
Yeah, but she warmed up to him real fast.
She was way too happy to be like, thank you, mister. Everyone's like, thank you, mister. Like, this dude just fucking brutally murdered everyone. Like,
yeah.
Yes, I guess it technically saved you from trouble, but like, you should be traumatized by this experience, because not only was he killing people, he was horribly maiming them in the process. Like, I think that was a little kind of just like, gee, thank you, mister. And I'm like, like, that child.
Like, don't talk to this man.
That child should need so much therapy.
Loose.
Or she's going to be the Punisher herself.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Loose,
I'm like, she's going to fuck some people up.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a little goofy to me. Just, like, I think if she wasn't so immediately in the presence of the violence, maybe it would feel a little bit more genuine.
Right.
But it came across to me as quite silly.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like when Bullseye is killing people and everyone's like, oh, please don't kill me. He's like, no, I'm one of the good guys.
Like, yeah.
It's like, no, this man is not right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an interesting watch.
It was interesting.
It was an interesting watch.
Yeah. I'm going to try some pull-ups with the barbed wire next.
Yes,
a little harder.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take my ibuprofen like that from now on. I'm like, ah.
Oh, the hate breed. I did not care for the hate breed usage. I didn't like hate breed in the beginning. Like, to begin with, I'm not a fan. But it just kind of felt
now?
like so.
It felt 2000s.
Like the hard rock metal, you know, song that they play when he's going to town. I think towards the end.
Oh
yeah, kicks in.
This is like,
you know, like it's not
I was
even,
like, this is 2000s right now. Like this, everything about it, like the
very
flashbacks,
throwback in it, and like a. Well, in like a
not in a good
Daredevil, the Thomas Jane Punisher sort of way, where it's just like,
yeah,
well, it was fun for the time. But like, you go back and watch it, and I'm like, oh, you're right. That's a very fucking 2000s thing to do. And Hatebreed, a very 2000s band.
Is that the name of the band that sings that shit ass song? Because it was a shit ass song. It wasn't very good.
It was a shit ass song. I don't like Hatebreed. I've always found them to be shit ass. I think that's correct. But I think, I don't know. It just felt like, I don't know. It felt goofy to me. Like, it just took me out of it a bit, I would say. Like, just the usage, the choice. Like, I don't know.
Fair.
Anything else? The Punisher, one last kill. What was the last kill? Was it Frank Offen himself? Was it Manucci? I don't know.
I guess it'd be the
Punisher.
Yeah,
fucking one or two last kills.
Wouldn't it? Or would it? I don't know. I didn't get it. I don't know.
I think there's going to be more kills after this. That's my guess.
What's it all about? Yeah, I don't know. It's a mixed bag, but it had moments. I don't know. It's just not what I wanted. Did we talk about the timeline of it? I guess we did a little bit. I thought this would bridge Daredevil. I thought maybe it would bridged into Spider-Man, and instead
it just made me more confused.
Nothing that lends any clarity on that front, so I found myself confused. Like, I guess I will expect Brand New Day to do its own homework and explain to an audience, like, who's this fucking guy? What's his fucking deal? You know?
Well, hopefully he gets some help, because he's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, he definitely. Well, maybe now he's got newfound purpose. Protecting the innocents. And horribly maiming people. When appropriate, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm scared. I'm scared he's just gonna murder Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
he's just gonna lose it and just like shoot Spider-Man in the face.
He shoots Spider-Man out of the front glass of that thing.
I think it tries in the trailer, doesn't it?
Right? Yeah, that's true.
You want to be in my way, then So
I guess we'll see. I think Punisher generally works well with another character alongside him, so I think we're probably gonna get a little better version in Spider-Man.
Maybe this is proof of that. Punisher on his own, not as.
It depends.
It's tough,
it's not
especially
always,
in this one. Like, it's
there's no one else.
Just
There's
him
no
in his
one
own
else.
fucking head. Like his character interactions are with the villain and with like the ghosts in his head. Like that's kind of what you got to go off of. Well, and the little girl, and those were just like, like okay, thank you, Mister. Okay.
You can have that coffee for free. Thank you for. Sorry for the problems.
Sorry for the problem with this neighborhood where everyone gets fucking beaten and mugged every 5 seconds.
I'm like, you gotta open an Etsy shop or something at that point. Just mail it in. Like you can't be selling stuff like that.
That's why Frank never left his apartment.
Yeah, I'm like, what was he eating?
I don't know, barbed wire, I guess.
Fucking
I guess pills and alcohol.
Yeah.
That was his
a little
diet.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
It's like fucking Fox News. I'm telling you, Fox News.
It did feel like a Fox. Like this is the fucking.
We're coming to you live from New York City. This is.
It was 100% the Fox News version of New York City. Like it's a fucking hellscape. You can't walk 3 feet without
people are
getting your
eating
shit
cats and
in.
dogs and throwing them in front of trucks.
So fucking ridiculous.
You see what's going on in New York? The place is fucking falling apart. It's crazy.
It's nothing but homeless and crazy people and criminals.
They're like, Little Sicily. That's a bad neighborhood.
It's the worst fucking neighborhood. That shit is wild.
Seriously. God.
And Frank goes out on that apartment, and then the giant apartment building, walks out on the balcony, and just people are falling from the fucking balconies. What is going on?
It is, the whole thing is a bit of a fever dream, actually, now that you think about it. Now that you put it that way.
Which would be totally fine. It would be Judge Dredd if it wasn't dealing with such.
Yeah, they didn't land it, in the right way. I think it's not the underlying things that it's striving for. I think it's the execution, of realizing what it was going for. I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird one for sure. Interesting one. Weird one for sure. Glad we talked about it. We had thoughts. The thoughts have been captured on the record.
There we go. We got the thoughts out.
All right. Well, there's probably some other thoughts we have on other things that we've been up to. Henrique, I guess it's been since Wonder Man that you've had the opportunity to,
or Project Hail Mary even. So
Project Hail Mary, you're right.
Yeah,
that was shortly after that. So yeah, just a couple months. You're right. I did forget.
Yeah,
but I imagine in that span of month and a half, couple months, you've been up to a thing or two. So.
Or two. Honestly, not that many things that I want to shout out. Just I've been busy. I was doing between works and running. I was running in the Broad Street one, which is always fun. It's the annual race they have in Philly, and you start all the way up in North Philly, and then you just run down Broad Street the entire way down, and you get to see the whole city. It's a lot of fun. I think it's a good both you can make it competitive and just kind of do it for fun. The organization, though, they got to figure something out. So minus column for SEPTA. SEPTA just did a horrible job that day getting people up there,
trying to get to where you need to be. Yeah,
I'm at the train station at 5:30 a.m. and just all the trains are full. No one's even stopping. So that was a complete mess.
People recommended taking it south, all the way south to NRG, and then just taking it
so
north from
everyone
there. So
basically
you can
parks there out of town. So you basically have to go south to go back up. So that was a mess.
really,
but the actual race itself was fun. It was a chilly day, so I think it led to some good times for folks, and it was a fun time. And since
no rain, I think like decent.
No rain. It was like around. It could have rained, but thankfully there was no rain. So good running weather and much better shirt this year. Not a giant insurance company brand just on your chest, which is appreciated. And between that, springtime, so baseball season is back. I now watch baseball, which is still kind of new. I have partial season tickets to the Phillies this year, so I've been to a couple games. And in the beginning, every game I would go to, we would lose, and I'm like, man, am I just bad luck? And I'm like, oh no, the Phillies are just bad. And thankfully, recently they've been getting it together. They lost the last two games.
See what happens, but at least historically, they've had some turnarounds, with some in-season firings. So
things are looking better, and the games have been more enjoyable. I'll say that. I think they're not losing most games like they were. So they're probably not catching up to the Braves anytime soon. So, but you know what?
Long season. I just want
to go to some games, enjoy the fun. We've had good weather during the games. Our seats up like 400s, but we get a nice breeze, view of the whole field. You can bring in food, which is kind of crazy to think about that they still let you do that. So we just bring in food and enjoy that. I did take Eastland to a game, and we got some stadium food, which is pretty good, I think, for sports stadium food as that goes. Like, there's some enjoyable things. They have the Sanchez sliders. There are these little chicken, like fried chicken sandwiches with some pickles and hot honey, which is pretty nice. They got the big old hot dog, and then they have the ice cream in the baseball cap, which is always fun. I still gotta try a Schwarbaum sundae. It's like a fried donut with ice cream, so that looks pretty tasty. So yeah, it's been fun time, and we had tickets to the game today, but it was during the work day, so we ended up selling them. And
didn't think you missed anything. So
yeah, it was a NOLA game, so I'm glad to not have been there.
Just assume you'll give up a few runs and hope the offense bails them out. Yeah.
That's a cool thing about owning season tickets, though, right? You can just sell them if you don't use them.
Yeah, and you don't make a whole ton, but it's fun to go to. I went to an Eagles game last year, and I'm going to try to go to one this year too. I went to one or two Sixers games, and they are who they are, and that's that. That's that. They beat Boston, so that was something. But
that's true.
In the end,
there was in
the end, we're
a brief ray of sunshine. But yeah,
we're just not it. So I'll watch some of the playoffs now. There's some pretty interesting games going on, at least in the Western Conference. But otherwise, things to shout out, recommend. The other day we watched the third Knives Out film, Wake Up Dead Man. Finally, we just not caught it before. I don't know what took us so long, but they're always a lot of fun. Benoit Blanc figuring out his mysteries and whodunit and the twists that come with it. Always a stacked cast, so I enjoyed it. I think Knives Out's probably still my favorite of the three, but I'll keep watching them as long as Ryan Johnson keeps making them with Daniel Craig at least.
Yeah. So I would agree with that.
It's fun. And then the only thing I have in Anime Corner, I haven't been too busy on there reading some manga here and there, but we finished the season 2 of My Dress Up Darling, which is I really recommend that show. It's very wholesome. It is this like mix of like slice of life with some romance, but it just captures some of the elements that like make it enjoyable to watch. Like, you think there's not much that it can do with like this boy who likes dolls and this girl who's popular and likes cosplaying, but they explore a lot of things and they make it pretty enjoyable to watch. I really like the way anime does the kind of like the younger like romance genre. It's a little bit more, I don't know, maybe it's just my sensibilities. I find it more appealing. But the season 2 was just as good as season 1. It's not currently greenlit for season 3, so it might be the end, and they kind of end it in a way that works. But there is more manga, so I'm hoping that there's a little bit more to it. But if not, then I'll just go read the manga. But if anyone is generally interested in some anime, they actually don't do that many Google Eyes, Andrew. It's not serious by any means. It's still kind of silly, but like reading Dandadan, which is fantastic. Like there's so much of they really go in on the googly eyes and the boink,
the big knots,
boink on the head. Yeah, it's like all the time. But if you can get past that, it's a fantastic. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I got.
All right. Well, it's been a couple weeks since I've heard from you, Andrew. So, what's been going on in your neck of the woods?
Oh, nothing. Just raising 2 boys. Dinosaur toys. Bennett's got a birthday coming up, so we've been planning his birthday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He will be turning 3 years old now. And it was funny. We got a text message from one of the parents because, like, we made these invitations and we put them in his backpack, and they handed him. Oh, shit! And they handed them out to all the parents and stuff. And Sarah got a text message tonight from one of the moms saying that the kid will be there, and told Bennett, I said, "Hey, buddy, guess who's coming to your birthday?" He said, "Grandma." And he said, "No, not Grandma. Pop Pop? No, not Pop Pop." Mm-hmm. Ooh. I said, "Atlas." He said, "Atlas coming to my birthday." He's so pumped. He's so excited. Yeah. Anyways, it's a lot of fun. We actually we started last night. We found out that Chip and Joanne Gaines have a thing on the HBO. They built a new house in Colorado, which is cool. They're the Fix It or Upper people, if you don't know those names. And we've always really enjoyed watching those. But since they've gotten to the Magnolia Network and whatnot, they have themselves. They don't make as much content. I think they have like other people do their own shows and whatnot. But they did a thing in Colorado, so we had to watch the finale of that one, which is pretty cool. Other than that, though, that's about it. That's really all I've been up to. So,
yeah. Well, we did watch Mortal Kombat, but again,
yeah, we did do that. Yeah, next episode
we'll talk about it. Big conversation on it, I'm sure. All right, my turn. I've been slowly working my way through the original iteration of Scrubs. I finished season 1.
Cool.
I will eventually make it up to the new revival that started airing, I guess, earlier this year. First season is really fun. It's good. Holds up, quite funny. It's my throw it on when I don't have anything else to watch, folding laundry kind of show, and so it's been a pretty sporadic watch for me, but it fills that void quite nicely. And I think I got up to season 3 or 4 when I originally watched it, so it's funny kind of seeing what I remembered. There's like a Brendan Fraser guest appearance, which I really remembered, and he's very good. And so yeah, it's good. It holds up, I think, overall. At least the first season does. I don't know about the rest of the show.
Okay.
But I'll keep watching. Other than that, I don't really have a lot of movie, TV stuff. I haven't been doing a lot on that front. I've been busy with work, watching a lot of hockey, checking in on sports, I guess. The Sixers basically copied the Flyers' homework is basically how it seemed to play out. They both won their opening series in dramatic fashion. In the playoffs, it was great to be there. Obviously, I guess more so for the Flyers. Sixers have obviously had some regular season success in years past, but hasn't ever translated into postseason success. Flyers, and I've talked about it, I guess probably a couple episodes in a row. They were not expected to make the playoffs necessarily, right. and even in January they were kind of left for dead, and they scrapped it together, made a great run, beat the Pens in the first series, and then came up against the Hurricanes. kind of the juggernaut of the Eastern Conference. And I would say put up a bit of a fight, but they got swept. They got their asses kicked in game 1, lost in overtime game 2. They kind of just got a little bit outplayed game 3, and it got away from at a certain point. And then game 4, I think they lost in overtime again. And it was really interesting to see because, like, sequentially, the Flyers would play a game, then the Sixers would play like the day or two later.
Yeah.
And like they obviously lost the 4 games. Like the similarities are present there. But it was like total ass kicking, like in the first game. Like they forgot how to play the sport. Then they got their shit together, but lost in close fashion. Then it was like, well, got away. It was close for a bit. And then it was like close again, but not good enough. It was really, I mean, I don't know.
It's their parallels.
Good little
sure.
run, but yeah, obviously disappointing. Very successful season for the Flyers. I think probably more disappointing overall for the Sixers. It feels like they always seem to. I don't know. At this point, it just seems like they're not going to turn the corner.
Yeah, it's just hard to look at the future and see where we're going.
Like everyone's injured and busted and half dead, and it just the roster construction seems like it's not designed to succeed. Whereas the Flyers, I think, have some hope for the future. They have a really young core, a lot of young talent. They had this fucking 19-year-old kid that was in the NHL for like 2 weeks in the regular season before he was in the playoffs, making goals. Like it's pretty crazy, and I think they'll have some success. But so genuinely good season overall. Certainly didn't want them to get swept. Wanted them to be competitive. They were competitive, but you'd hope to steal a game or two and make a series out of it, and just wasn't in the cards this year, but probably a good, valuable learning experience for all those players. So, yeah, now it's baseball season, and the Braves are doing quite well. So, happy about that. Surprised, but happy about that. So the only thing I'm going to talk about two music things. I'm going to shout out 2 music things. Okay. First of which is Foo Fighters dropped a new record called Your Favorite Toy. I did a fun thing where I bought it day 1 at a record store, Latchkey,
nice.
In South Philly. Brought it back home, put it on that night, and just sat with the fucking lyric sheet and just listened, just took it in.
That is a cool thing. How was that?
It was a fun way to experience and enjoy it. I've now listened to it many times, both on analog and digital. It's not their best, but I think it's actually pretty solid. It's first album with a new drummer, where Dave's not doing the drums and Taylor's not on drums, obviously. Some songs I like some songs more than others. But I do think it's like a worthy entry into the catalog. It's pretty short. I think it's 10 episodes, like 35 minutes. Like it's pretty breezy, and I think some of the songs will translate to a good concert energy. We have tickets to see them in August.
That's
so
right.
With Queens of the Stone Age, I think that's going to be a really fun show. So I'm looking forward to that. I would say it's a worthy addition to the Foo Fighters. It's still Foo Fighters. Like it's not a reinvention of Foo Fighters. It's fundamentally still Foo Fighters. Take it or leave it. Is probably my general recommendation for anyone that doesn't care about that, about the Foo Fighters. But I think it's not quite as emotionally impactful as the last one, which was the first one after Taylor died. Where that one, I think that one hit a bit harder. But this feels like, again, a good entry into the canon. And then also, something that fucking slaps is 9 Inch Noize, the collaboration album between 9 Inch Nails and Boys Noize, who toured together. Henrique and I saw them last year when they came to Philly. Put on a cool show, and there's a really cool kind of segment where there would be these remixes of 9 Inch Nails songs with Boys Noize, who's I guess a DJ, basically,
Okay.
Music producer, and they put out this whole album that is basically Boys Noize remixes of 9 Inch Nails songs. So you've got some classics in there. You've got Closer. You have newer stuff, As Alive as You Need Me to Be, Heresy, and there's some more deep cuts that I think there's a How to Destroy Angels song maybe in there. It's cool, and it's what I will say is it's good driving music. It's really good driving music. Late at night, sort of keep you awake kind of driving music. Maybe not kiddos in the car driving music, wife in the car driving music, doesn't care for that sort of thing.
Not in the minivan.
Actually put that on it was like part of my playlist, maybe like halfway. It was about maybe halfway through the run. Like a couple of songs came on. I was like, okay, come on, Trent Reznor, let's take me there.
It's probably pretty hype running music. I would think
it's good.
Like it's
like groovy,
it's evocative, man. It gets the people going.
Right.
Anyway, I very much enjoyed it. So would recommend. I mean, it's a very specific thing. It's the same thing. Like music to me is so subjective. Like I'm saying this as a reflection of what I like, and like these are the things that I would expect to like, and I am coming away liking both of these things. So I'm shouting them out. New Foo Fighters, and sort of new Nine Inch Nails. Kind of just a fun spin on stuff that I already like. So that's what I've got. Not much else to say. I guess it's time to wrap things up. I'll say thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, please spread the word. We are also on Patreon. If you want to get early access to all of our regular episodes, timed exclusive access to our bonus episodes, our current bonus episode available to our supporters on Patreon was on the classic film Jason and the Argonauts, part of our kind of series as we're building up to the Odyssey's release in late July. Go to patreon.com/watchreviewrepeat. It's $2 a month, and you will get the bonus episode. You will listen to our regular episodes before anyone else. Some other stuff on there, episode scripts, behind the scenes stuff like that. And it's going to a good cause. Our pockets, our wallets, and we will use that money to put it back into the podcast and cover all our costs and stuff like that. So
give it to you, the people, or whatever the fucking
to
say.
The people. Yes, strawberries are packed with fiber. Our website is watchreviewrepeat.com. You can get links to all of the social medias that we are on. At our website. Alternatively, you could just look them up on those social media platforms because we are on Blue Sky at watchreviewrepeat.bsky.social. We are also on Instagram at watchreviewrepeat. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/watchreviewrepeat. We're also on YouTube. Don't know the URL, but Google it, or YouTube us, I guess. I don't know. Just use the search bar. You figure it out. The internet works. Questions, comments, and suggestions are welcome. Please send them our way. watchreviewrepeat@gmail.com. We keep close eye on that. So if you've got any anything you want to talk about, you can be on the listener's corner sometime on a future episode in which we read out what you submit to us and we react and say things about it. So you want to get involved in the podcast that way, certainly encourage that. The show is produced by the one and only Anna Manis. Our intro and outro track is Mechanolith by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, which is licensed under the Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. Before I set up what we're covering next, even though I've said it a couple times, and say goodbye, we must take time to acknowledge the contributions of Henrique Jaime and a couple hours, 2+ hours now that he's spent with us, and we just want to say we very much appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us and
much obliged,
and sharing your thoughts. Yeah.
No, thanks for having me to talk about these two projects. You got some new Marvel things and for fitting me in. We're leaving in less than 2 days now to the Azores for a week.
Oh,
so
yeah, man, that'll be
the country for a little bit.
This is just a for pleasure vacation sort of thing, or
just gonna go some hiking, exploring,
Well, we will want to hear about it the next time you're on. Maybe Spider-Man. I don't know if there's anything before that, but certainly Spider-Man, if nothing else. All right. Well, the next episode, no surprises. It's Mortal Kombat 2. Actually, this time, will be our next episode. I'm excited. I'm
pumped. Oh man,
I'm pretty pumped to talk about it. I've got Mortal Kombat on the brain, is what I'll say. I was ready to talk about it this week. We flipped things around. Those thoughts are not going to go away. So I think we'll have a good episode when we get a chance to talk about it. So Mortal Kombat 2 next. Andrew, why don't you take everyone out?
Take care now. Bye bye then.
Laters on the Menjay.
Hooah!